Welcome to the Unspoken Voice. My name is Twanza. I want to thank each and everyone for joining me today. Today, I have a special guest. Not only is she a friend, but a woman of many. Alicia Steele, I welcome you. She is the ambassador of I Believe. She's also a member of the YLAI, also a Commonwealth 100 open source leader, a film producer by profession, and also a mother. I welcome you today.
Hi, how are you doing?
Good. How are you?
I am fine. Living through this pandemic, I can strongly say I'm okay.
Awesome. And that was going to be my first question, because I do know that we tend to say we're okay, but it's more of a face value okay, right? So are you genuinely okay?
I think saying you're okay to somebody is just to be relatively nice or to seem normal, because you don't want to go in depth.
Normal.
But asking me this question now, here, I can say it's challenging, but I'm hanging in there.
That's great.
So, yeah.
That's great. I love that you said normal when answering that question, because I myself tend to say I'm okay when I'm not. Deep down I'm dying inside just because I want to be normal. I don't want anyone to judge me or say, what's wrong with you, girl, or get over what you're feeling, because a lot of people don't understand like mental issue and dealing with like different challenges. And I'm glad you used that word to answer the question. Well, thank you for your honesty. The next question I want to ask you, how have COVID affected your life?
Easy, hard, complicated, in between. It's bittersweet. COVID hit at a time where my work doesn't restrict me, or it's not something, being a film producer is not something where you can do it mostly from home. It's not that type of job. You have to go interview people, shoot stuff, record stuff. So it's more underground, face-to-face type of job. And that has been a challenge in the sense of my creativity, because I have to now delve into new things that is going to get my audience or people to watch the station that I'm at. So that has been a whirlwind, plus having a child and have to be there for the child. Luckily for me, I have a support system. Her father is, and her grandmother is like, gems. We have pulled together a system that works, because she hasn't been to school throughout the whole grade 2, because she's in grade 2. She hasn't been to school throughout the whole grade 2, so she has been online. And creating a system that works, like I will take her this day, they'll have her this day, we'll get together and find somebody to do babysitting, but not just any type of babysitting, because right now she's doing online learning, get somebody who is tech savvy, who knows how to operate the system, not just to operate the system, but also knows a little bit about education and know how to help her throughout that. So that for me was a heavy hit, more than just my job, because creativity is what I do on a daily basis. Yeah. So to make sure that my child is on par with school, that was the heaviest hit for me. We did well, because she was on honor roll. She got honor roll the other day. So, our system worked, and it's not just a system where, because, e-learning is a system where you can, SWAT. E-learning helps you to SWAT. I remember even an occasion where I found her, she had an homework, and she was like, hey, Google, what? And I was like, no, that's not how it works. And she's 7. I was like, no. That's not how it works. You're going to hit the books. So, I mean, many kids get away with that because they don't have the right steer.
Yes.
But for me and my household and my family, we tend to steer her in that way because guess what? The world is going to open up somewhere or another. And you have to go in class and you have to learn the manual way, the normal way, right? Mm-hmm. What are you going to do when you're in class and you can't say, hey, Google? You know, so that's, we did a good job with that, with my child. And going a little bit deeper, being in a long distance relationship, it is COVID. You have to quarantine. You're afraid to travel because you don't want to give your partner the sickness and, you know, your family the sickness. You're scared and the frustration. Because, I mean, being away from your partner develops a lot of frustration, a ton load of frustration. And you just have to find means and ways to get it at a point where you understand, hey, this is happening. It's not going anywhere for now. What are we going to do to make it better, to make sure that we survive at the end of the day? Because I've always heard people say love conquers all. Yes, that's true. But dedication conquers all. Commitment conquers all. You have to be dedicated and committed, you know? And I think that's what me and my partner have now, is that we're dedicated and we're committed to whatever we're doing right now. And it's not just the spur of the moment, it's like long term, but this is happening now. We have to deal with it and make sure, say, we don't go crazy because he has his job doing and his priorities and his other stuff, because at the end of the day, we're individuals. Yeah. I have my stuff, my priorities to deal with. So we had to find a middle ground and say, all right, cool. What are we going to do about this distance? And, you know, I mean, it works. It has been, what, a year and a half since COVID is in. And
about 2 years, almost.
Almost 2 years. And where I can say, thank God, we're okay. So, I mean, my mental health re-COVID is good, bad, ugly, indifferent. I've managed to stay afloat and not gone crazy. I mean, throughout the whole COVID, I've went through depression, went through my anxiety increase. But I try little things here and there to manage it. Communication is key, but also having somebody who understands what you're communicating is also key. You can't do it by yourself. It's not a Lone Ranger situation, because if you do it by yourself or you try to do it by yourself, it's going to run you into a wreck.
Yeah. Like the term that they normally use, pressure bust pipe. Yeah.
Yes.
So, pressure bust pipe. And it's like me, myself, you know, as an individual, like I don't have a large support group, and I don't have I lost both parents at a very young age. So I don't have the mother, I don't have the father, I don't have the grandmother, I don't have the aunt. You know, I honestly don't have that support to say, hey, what's going on with you? All right, you know, you want a hug? I don't have that. So it's like, for having 2 kids, you know, being a single mother, working full time from home, monitoring the kids as far as school. So it's a lot. I was going to school at the time when COVID started. So it was a lot of pressure, you know, a lot of things that you're trying to get done. And I'm glad you used so many adjectives to describe COVID, because it has been an experience, you know. It has been an experience, also a lesson learned, you know. So it has been a lot. It has been a lot. And as a single mother, like the other day, I myself had like a breakdown, and I was like, oh my God, like I just felt myself crying in the middle of everything. Like, the kids graduated maybe 2 weeks apart, and you know, it's only me. I have to figure out what they're gonna do for graduation. I have to figure out what they're gonna wear. It was so much, and I didn't really sit down and think about everything that I was doing. You know, I just got promoted. So, you know, in the process of being promoted, you're not only responsible for yourself, or you're responsible for others. So I'm gonna take on that role now. Role at work, you still have to be responsible for yourself, you still have to be responsible for your household, you still have to be responsible for the kids. That's a lot. You know, it has been a lot. And for me, I tried to start reading again for self-care, and you know, go out and probably dress up a little just to feel good, you know. So that's what I've been doing: journaling, reading, listening to music, and start cooking, like put time in cooking just to kind of ease the mind, because it's so much. It is so much.
Yes, it
And
is.
if you could share, like, what do you do for like self-care, how to manage like your anxiety and depression, like, you have anything you can share?
I mean, for me, how I manage my anxiety and my depression, I ball. I ball, I ball, I ball. But just kidding. But I ball
You
though.
know, you
how,
have to let it out. You have to let it out, man.
but how I try to balance it is to, I am not a heavy reader.
Mhm.
I journal now and then.
Yeah.
Um, I'm more of delving or diving right into work. So if I find myself depressed, I will pray. I'm heavy on the prayer,
Mhm.
very heavy on talking to God, because even up to yesterday, I was not in the best of moods. And when we're females, we have the hormones kicking in when it's the time of the month, on top of everything else. And that is like a serious issue too. So I was having that challenge yesterday, and I sat and it's as if God was here with me, because I spoke to him and I say, "Hey, big guy, I don't know who to turn to or what to do, but I know that through to everything that I have been doing, I've always turned to you. So I'm here. I need your help. I don't know where to go." I am heavy. When I say heavy, I'm heavy on talking to God. So my routine has naturally been um, I'm going to pray, have my devotions, talk to God. If something come up, I try to remind myself. It's not easy. It's not easy. It's very hard, because sometimes, you know, flesh gets ahead of us a lot of times. And especially when you're depressed or you're going through anxiety, sometimes you don't remember a simple thing as, oh, you know, God did not give me a spirit of fear, but he gave me a spirit of love or understanding, and, you know, a power over everything that is not of him. But we don't remember those things when we're going through depression. It's just an emotion spiral, an emotion of whirlwinds. But my thing is that I fight to remember these things. I cry. And then I have a family. I tell you, I have a family. I have two brothers, a
Mhm.
sister, and a mother who is more than a support system. Like they are my they are just my everything. I mean, I will be here depressed and I just call my brother, "Hey, can you come for me? Wanna I'm dying in the house, it's caving in." And my brother will be like, "All right, cool, I come for you. Cause I don't know why you say you dive, you're killing, you're dead in the house. Not no dear, but I'm coming for you." I have that. You know, they will talk to me. I'm Wagwan, you good. We have a little family group where we talk and stuff. I have a very close knit family. And then not to mention, I will always and forever talk about my significant other, because he has been such a tower of strength. I've never experienced anything like that before. And sometimes, I mean, I get depressed even thinking about it, saying, "Oh God, what is this? This is so new. Am I ready? Do I really want to do this? Is this for me? What if it's just so much spiral of emotions and questions? What if he leaves? What if he stays? What if we don't grow together?" It's just a whole lot of stuff. And I mean, how I manage it is just expressing myself, talking, praying, you know, and I will do a little bit of journaling. But to read and say, take my mind, I tried the whole audiobook thing.
Yeah.
And for the life of me, I can't finish. For the life of me,
It's not
reading is, it's
everyone.
just, it's not my thing.
Not for everyone, to be honest with you, because it's just like how you have some people are blessed with the talent of dancing, the talent of singing, you know, and yours is different, you know. So it's not for everyone. It's definitely not
Yes,
for everyone.
it's definitely not for me.
No.
But yeah, that's just
So
my
it's
routine.
okay to accept that. It's definitely okay to accept that, because that's one thing I struggled with in the past, like especially after my mom passed away, right? It was like I questioned myself for so long, like why I couldn't live a life like such and such. You know, even after I migrated and I came to the US, and I would see some of the girls graduate from like Queens and who is not a lawyer and this and that. I'm like, why I couldn't have a normal life? You know, why I couldn't finish Queens? Because it's like coming over here, like things shifted for me where I had to start new school. So you know the relationship is not going to be there, because the connection is not there, because I have to adapt to a new environment. And now I'm in the process of grieving. I have to figure out my surrounding, figure out
Mm-hmm.
everything. It's new. So it was hard in that process. And I had to accept what my life is and what my purpose is, what my journey is, and realize, listen, you never create to be like everybody else. So
Yes.
you have to accept that and move on, go with the flow, and whatever is in your head, and you have to just accept it. And that's where I just start shifting everything and just, all right, this is me, this is who I am. I'm gonna just go with the flow. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what it is. It's, if it's not for you, it's just not for you. You have to figure out what's for you, and
True.
what will help we with understanding, or even how to navigate like what we're feeling, because we're true to ourselves and we're
Mm-hmm.
authentic. So that's what it is. So I'm glad you said that, because I think a lot of people struggle with that, you know, comparing,
I
comparing.
mean, that is true. I mean, a lot of us try to compare and contrast. I don't do that. I don't like when people do it with me either. I am my own person. I have my own uniqueness. But if for me, it's and it leads back to how my spiritual and my spiritual knowledge is. What's for you is for you. My path is up, down, up, down, up, down. Your path might be circle, 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 and I sometimes, you know, because as I said, we're built up of the flesh. Sometimes we'll say, oh, so why she a go circle, 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 and me just a go up, down, up, down, up, down. Like God a walk on. Why me can't go circle, circle? But you probably go circle, circle and get lost because
Exactly.
that's not your path, you know? And many times we tend to derail from our path because of what we think is best for us or we think is going to work for us. And I mean, just for me, I just can't say just ride out your journey. Your journey is your journey. There is, you see that saying? They said there's no shortcuts. There is no
Good.
shortcuts.
There is,
None. I
there is.
mean, I remember days when it was rough, tough, grimy, and I kept it and I spoke to God about it, and I've seen where God has done a major turnaround for me. And if I had walked somebody else's path, I probably get where I'm going quicker. But what would have happened when I got there? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So for me, it's just ride out your journey. Your journey is your journey. Your story is your story. And your story is a part of who you are, right? Because if you go in Samantha's story, you're going to tell Samantha's story. You're not going to tell your story.
Story.
You know, so just write out your journey. And this is what I've been doing. I don't compare myself. I don't compete either. I genuinely, it's just natural for me. I don't compete. And you find a lot of females today competing. No, I don't compete. Reason being, not to say that, oh, I am more than, or I feel like, no, my level is different from your level. And it's not level in the sense of hype. It's like, oh, I am at this level in my life for me.
Exactly.
And if you are at this level in your life for you, there is no competition because it is your life and this is my life, you know? And if you have a big car, I'm not going to compete to get a big car because my focus is different. I want a house before I get a car. So you drive your big car, but my dreams, my aspirations, and where I'm looking forward is, oh, I want my house. Right? So, and I mean, it's just that we today, young people, I can't speak for the older generations because I wasn't from that era. I can speak from my era, you know, and for the ones that's coming up, who I can say I can relate to being a youth leader and talking to so many young people. It's just they're lost. They're lost in the facade of what is real, what is genuine, what is life in itself. Because we all tend to think that life in itself is this flash thing, this quick money, this that, and we need to be a certain way, a certain figure. Right now, the things that is running the place right now, I need my breast need to be up in my chest, and my ass need to be around the back, and my belly need to be flat. Okay, why not? We're not doing it now for being healthy. It is rare that you see someone going in the gym to be healthy. Oh no, they're in the gym working and trying to look a certain physique because that's what the internet taught them to look like. Yeah. You know, nobody wants to be healthy. And if they really want the health journey, it's to, oh, I want to be a part of the health journey so I can post a picture on Instagram, so I can post a picture on this, so I can show the world that, oh yes, no, your journey is your journey. You do what you have to do to make your story unique. I mean, the world is a facade when you see it all over the internet. It is not real. It is not real. And people do not show you their real life on the internet because they're afraid of it.
I have a question for you. I'm glad you mentioned that. How do you maintain who you are and stay true to yourself with the lifestyle that's being presented on social media?
Whew. It's rough. It's a conversation I have every day with different individuals. For me, my social media is built around me. If I hit a high, if I hit a low, you will see it. I have a thing on my Instagram where it's called Alimet Show, and there you see I'm telling you that, hey, this is me, this is my life. It is not pretty, it's not perfect, but I'm encouraging you, just like, oh, here, I'm coming here to try, see if I can encourage myself, you know. I post a lot of relationship stuff, and sometimes I get in my DM, oh, your man have problem? Nope, no. I don't put my relationship on a broadcast platform.
Some type of story.
You know, I was like, no. I am putting this out there because it connects with me because of what happened in the past. Mm-hmm. And I am saying, oh, I must share it. So probably it can connect with you now. And or connect with somebody now, you know. Or I post a lot of jokes. I am big on laughter. So I'll post a lot of jokes and people will say, oh, you know, you're not easy. Yeah. But for me, how I try to balance it is to keep people out of my business. I try not to let the social media world influence my thought process. It is not easy. It is very hard based on you're scrolling. You're like the internet is clickbait it has a lot of clickbait for us as humans. So we might see something now, we say, oh, shucks, what is? And then we start comparing it to ourselves. Like, I wonder if I really like, for instance, on TikTok now, everybody is a narcissist.
Yeah.
Every single body is a narcissist. And I'm like, wow. One person came out and said this individual that she was with is a narcissist. And everybody found out the meaning of a narcissist. And all of a sudden, everybody has a narcissist. It's, oh, he's such a narcissist and she's such a narcissist. Like, come on. What about, oh, yo, they're fighting their own battles.
Yeah.
About, hey, how can I help you get through what you are going through while I am going through what I am going through? How can we come together and go through stuff together?
And figure it out together.
So for me, balancing social media is just a day-to-day journey for me. It's one step ahead, one step, and not taking on what social media give to me and put it into my life, because my life is different from what the other person paid. And I always remember that the internet is a facade. It is not real. People do not post their real life happenings unless they are begging for either a charity, sickness, something. You see the real life come out. Other than that, people do not post their real life happenings. So yeah, that's how I try to maintain it. I just have those things in my head that it's not, social media is not real, and I just stay true to who I am. Always remember that Alicia is not built up of comments from anybody. I don't care how you feel about me. I am very strong. I have always been a strong-minded, a strong-headed individual who genuinely didn't care what you think or you thought. I don't care. So having that personality has gotten me through balancing my social media. Yeah.
And you know what? Thanks for sharing that. But I do know, like, for some, they might not have the strong will to not care, because I, for one, I just think the culture that we're from just, it made us care what the next person have to say about us, right? And I myself struggle with that for years. It actually, I think it stemmed more like mostly from like my family members and stuff like that. So I struggle with that. And what I did to overcome like all the bullshit that they had to say that I once believed about myself, I had to seek therapy, and there's nothing wrong with therapy. I had to unload, and I don't, because I don't have like a community, or I just feel like most of the time my people that I open up to tend to like use it as an advantage to, to discuss me, or to feel as if like, okay, I have power over Soan or Twanza, so I pull back and just, all right, let me just try therapist. You know what I mean? But it helped me. And it's something that I do every 2 weeks, and I'm still doing it because I'm still growing. And I love the person that I'm becoming. So I don't care about social media because I'm living my real life.
Yes.
I'm living my real life. And even now, like, I remove almost like everything from like my social media because it's like, okay, you're going on social media posting this with all this caption, but how are you feeling in real life? Is this really you? And whatever I'm posting, I want to make sure that it's genuinely me.
Yes.
And whatever the caption is, I can resonate with the caption. This is coming from my soul, and not just to prove to whoever is on my page that, hey, this is the life I'm living. Life is great. Life is perfect. I have nothing to worry about. That's a lie, because the body is built up to go through different emotions, right? And even the other day, I found myself where I honestly don't know if I was depressed, but I just experienced something that I thought was very stressful, and it was just back to back. And I honestly felt empty. I felt alone. And I said to myself, whatever it is that I'm going through, I'm going to go through it. I'm not try to run around it or skip around it. I'm going to go through it.
Yes.
Because it's not going to last forever. It's not permanent. It's just a temporary thing that I'm feeling now. And I'm going to acknowledge it, deal with it, and move on.
Yes.
And that's what a lot of us try not to do, is to acknowledge the demon that we're fighting on the inside. And we have to face it heads on. you know, we have to face it and say, all right, whatever it is, I'm gonna address it. Just like how we might have, say for instance, we have a bill to pay, we know next week the bill due, and
Mm-hmm.
we go work every day and we think about the bill and we say, all right, if my regular 40-hour shift is not gonna cover it, I'm gonna try squeezing some overtime. That's how we have to
Yes.
face what any demon that we're dealing with inside. We have to face it, look at it like a bill we have to pay, you know, so we can move on to the next. And a lot of us are afraid of dealing with what we have going on inside. And the best thing or the best solution to deal with social media, like the facade on social media, is self-confidence.
Mm-hmm.
Once we have self-confidence, we can deal with anything. We can
True.
anything that come our way. We can, you know, and that's big. Self-confidence is big. It's big, man. It
Yes,
is.
I mean, I did therapy. Therapy is okay. Don't let anybody make you feel like, oh, you're going through therapy and you're crazy. No, 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 no. You're balancing yourself. Therapy is fine. You know, it's just finding that balance where, okay, I can't do it by myself. I do not have the team to help me to do it. I'm gonna hire you to help me to do it. You know what I mean? So it's just that balance that you find. But from I stopped going to therapy because I am challenging myself.
Mm-hmm.
See if I can do it for myself. I've been to all the therapies you can think of. I've been through the anger. I have been through a relationship. I have been through self-confidence, self-boosting. I've been through it. And it has helped me to get to where I'm at. And I mean, no, I feel like I have been doing it for so long. Why not take the training wheels off
Yeah.
and try to see if I can do it for myself?
Yes. I
You
love
know,
that. I love
so
that.
it's just that probably you are not ready to do that, or you can't do that right now, because even though I take my training wheels off, I still have a team. I can call my mom. I can call even my dad. I can call my brothers, my sister, you know? So everybody needs somebody in their corner, even if they have to pay a certain person who is in that profession to do so, you know? And it's better you pay to talk to somebody who is of that profession than sit and talk to people who, you know, we think we can't even trust that is genuine with your personal situation. I mean, I have a hard time trusting anybody. Nobody knows more than I need them to know. So my relationship, I keep it to myself. If you know something about my relationship, trust me, everybody else knows it's not a secret.
Yeah.
Uh, my family life, I keep it to myself. If you know, same procedures, everybody else know. So I have people who are dear to me, but I learn how to separate
Yes.
my personal life from their life, you know, from how the relationship that I have built or we have built together as friends or whatever. Because you see, people are not as fair
Mm-hmm.
as we ought to want them to be. And if you are good, you can't say, I am good, so why can't they be good? We're all individuals. Or build up our mindset is different, you know, so you have to just, somebody said to me, I have to live life eyes wide shut. So, you know, seeing and not seeing.
Mm-hmm.
Joy, but also understanding that life has its ups, downs, ins, outs, and you have to just take it as it comes, but also take it with precaution, with a little bit of caution. So, I mean, life, mental health, family, children it's all in a ball. And sometimes we have to carry that ball safely because sometimes it's fragile. And I mean, all those things are fragile, but sometimes we just have to drop it and make it just, everything just spread out the ground and we try to fix it like a jigsaw puzzle. Understand? Sometimes we have to just do that sometime, you know. And to go get chaotic and go through depression. But depression is normal. Feeling down is normal. Feeling anxious about certain situations, it's normal. It's called an emotion, you know. And we're built with emotions. It's just how you build back from that. We all have demons that we fight and we are wrestling with in our head. But I mean, fight that demon, take your time and fight that demon. If you're a spiritual person, you pray about it to whomever you decide that you want to pray to. You pray about it, and you know, you give it to whomever you call God or your supreme being or whoever you want to decide, say, oh, is there to in the supernatural to help me get through to this, you know, because in this world today, I mean, not everybody prays God, you know, not everybody say Lord Jesus, not everybody, you know, say there's the Holy Spirit. But as for me and my house, that's what we believe in. But I can't take my belief and throw it on you. So, you know, whomever you decide that is your God, ask your God to help you to pick the pieces up and help you to stay above ground level. Yeah.
Thank you. I want to thank you so much for sharing today. It was very inspirational, and I'm definitely sure that you will inspire someone from this conversation today. Your honesty, your authenticity, you're authentic, and I appreciate it. And you weren't afraid of speaking on your mental struggles. You know, that's just the reality of things. And want to appreciate. I want to tell you that I appreciate you, and just continue to live in your truth and your purpose, and continue to share with the world. That's what we're here for, to share
Yeah.
and to learn from each other.
Yes.
I appreciate you, and thank you for sharing your story with the Unspoken Voice. Have a great day.
Thank you, and thanks for having me. I mean, it's always a pleasure having a conversation with you. I mean, this is like girl time. So I am very much grateful for it. So thank you.
You're welcome, and thank you once again.
Yeah.
Have a good day.